It is not prophecy that makes plans to come to pass. It is not prophecies that make New Year to be a good year for you. What makes the year to be good is about what you do or refuse to do. So these are just some factors that we must begin to reevaluate and reanalyze in our lives and our Christianity, and that our Christianity has become superstitious. We have become more superstitious than believers. And even though we say we are believers, we are Christians, but excuse me, it's more about greed, trying to get something where you did not even do much, where you did not do anything for it. So today's message is mainly targeted at this kind of Christians, charismatic Christians, especially African Christians. But this happens everywhere as well. So, but the message is the miracle-centered gospel leads to getting something for nothing mentality. The miracle-centered gospel. So that is, if you go to a church, or you know the churches where they're always promising you miracles, when the emphasis of the pastor and the church is always that, oh, you will receive your breakthrough today, you will receive your miracle today, oh yes, come, and I will just say some words, we have reduced the understanding of prayers to almost the same thing as incantations. So much that I even heard it, and I think it's true. So much that a lot of Christians now in our country, they actually feel that if their pastor does not release a word over their lives for the new year, they don't even want to go into that year. They are not even sure. They don't even want to live it. They don't even want to risk it. That the man of God or their man of God must release a word upon them for the new year. Is that not incantation? Because if it is prayer, you could do that. If it's about prayer, you could pray, isn't it? You could talk to God. But prayer is not even supposed to be magical. Prayer is not supposed to be magic. When you even talk about prayer, prayer is supposed to be interaction. Prayer is supposed to be fellowship. Prayer is supposed to be pouring your heart to the one you love, to the one that cares about you. It's just supposed to be, your ongoing interaction with your Father. It's not supposed to be like some magical words or some magic that are released that are supposed to do and deliver some magical wonders in your life because somebody has chanted something. So that way we are our Christianity has been so compromised that we have started treating prayers as incantations. Or we expect prayers to work just like magical incantations work. We call them prayers, but we're actually expecting them, we're actually giving them the characteristics of incantations and magical words. We call them prayers, but we're actually looking up onto them as we will look at the incantations coming out from the mouth of the black magic practitioners or babalawo or voodoo practitioners or some priests somewhere. That's what we have reduced the Christian prayers to. So if you say, I'm sure some of you know those kind of people that say they cannot go into the new year without getting some kind of words or some kinds of whatever declarations. I think that's what they call it now. They cannot even afford to go into the new year without getting these declarations from their pastors. So people will go to churches and spend weeks going from one program to the other, or even stay there perpetually, or do some conference and just, can you imagine how much worth of goods or services you could have produced in a week? Can you imagine how much value you could have added to yourself for a week? Let me tell you something. If you have a free week, the best way to use that week is for you to just go and be alone with your master. Just be alone with him. Solitude. And while you are alone, take some books with you. Take some materials with you so that you are able to convert those materials, you are able to convert those messages into value, into added value for yourself, to your life. In fact, the best way to get ready for the new year is to use the free days or the holidays that you have to that period to just be alone. So that you are not just praying to God in solitude, but you are able to reflect as well in solitude. So that you are able to not just reflect, but you are also able to, to do analysis. You are also able to analyze, things and get ready better, well equipped for the new year. But when you are looking up to somebody, giving you some prophetic declarations, as you call it, that is like, looking up to those things like magic words. That's like looking up to those things like those prophetic declarations. You want them to work like incantations around your life. You want them to work like magical words for you. You want somebody else to do all the work and you just come and get it. That is getting something for nothing. And that is the kind of gospel that is bringing about corruption in our culture. That is the kind of gospel that is bringing about corruption to our nation. That kind of gospel will sooner or later lead to corruption. So any kind of church that emphasizes miracles all the time, what they are actually telling you is this, that you don't need to qualify. Instead of being qualified, what you need is the blessing or some declaration from a man. So even though you are not qualified, who is that person in his right mind telling you you will get the job when you are not qualified? Is that the country? Is that the kind of country we want to have? Even if you get the job, it will still be evil both to you and to the society at large. Let's say even they have some magical powers, all right? Will you go and for that magical power just to get to where you do not deserve to be? Will you actually agree that these people will release their magical power or use their magical power on you so that you will get the job or you get the promotion or you will get the employment that you have not worked for, that you are not qualified for? Do you think that will be right in the eyes of God? Are we still a Christian despite that? Amidst all of that? But that is exactly what people do with the black magics. That's exactly what people do with the babalawos and with the voodoo workers. Because, voodoo worker doesn't care about your work, about integrity, about merit. You just need to bring the thing that you need to bring, and it gives you the amulet. And it doesn't care about voodoo is about you defeating your enemies. Voodoo is about you destroying your opposition. Voodoo is about you outsmarting your opponent. But that's exactly what we do in the church. Do we still want to call that church after that? We have compromised the gospel. We have compromised the integrity of the church. We have compromised the message. So any church that is overly emphasizing the role of miracles, that is encouraging you to be indolent. That is encouraging indolence. That is encouraging laziness. That is trying to tell you, on the other hand, that merit does not matter. So, are we then surprised why they don't take people by merit? And we are the ones complaining as well that, I'm a graduate and I have my degree, but they will not take me because I don't know anybody. But are you not the one praying that should happen? You go to church to pray that they will take you without merit, just by miracles, and then you are complaining that, oh, I don't get a job because they don't take me by my certificate, by my merit. They only take people they know and who are well connected. But you are trying to do the same thing. You are trying to be connected through God. You are trying to use connection through, it's also connection, through anointing connection, or prayer connection, or declaration, prophetic declaration. All those things you are doing, try to go and get some blessing from the church. That is also, you are trying to manipulate your way. You are trying to outsmart the system. Everybody is supposed to be on equal ground. And the equal ground is supposed to be based on qualifications. Oh, and then some of you will be saying, no, if you are just going to go, we don't want to just, get what we are qualified for. We want to get favor. Because if you are going to wait for what you are qualified for, you will never get it, or you will never be good enough. Let God just do favor for you. Well, let God decide that. Don't let greed decide that. Let God decide that. That's number one. Number two, if you are saying that you shouldn't, it is not your qualification that should merit you anything you get. It's not your preparation that should merit you anything you get. But it should be God's favor or God's blessing. Oh, it is blessing that I'm looking for. It is God's blessing that should give me. No, because if you are going to wait for this, you will never be good enough. Then you are saying that, okay, I should take you by you want, what you are really saying is this. Can you imagine that this person is a medical doctor who just finished from university? He's never done any surgery before, and it's not even a surgeon. But the vacancy is for surgeons. And so this person says, I'm a doctor too. But they're looking for a surgeon. Oh, it doesn't matter. I will learn at work, in progress. So you are then going to pray for that person. Mm-hmm. You are praying for that person to be employed as a surgeon. You are praying for somebody who's never operated before, who has never conducted successful operation before or cesarean section before, to get the employment. And because you are saying merit doesn't matter, it is favor that matters. Merit doesn't matter, it is miracle that matters. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Now we need to spread this word, and we need to do it together. For that to happen, we need your help. Just 5 little steps that you could help us to spread the word. Number one thing we need you to do is to like the videos. Please go like this video right now. Number two, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Number three, we need you to press and click on that notification bell. You see the bell? Go press on it. And number four, we need you to go comment. Write your comment, good or bad, just write what you feel. Number five, share on every platform. Share on Instagram, share on Facebook. Just share and spread the word. Thank you so much.